so new at all this. All right, we've got someone on. Like I said earlier when I did a short little video, I thought I would come on, and I've been working on different projects, and I was starting to get tired and thought I would pull and do a little neutral dough bowl for tonight. My hair's, yeah, whatever. Today I did get a wildflower with a touch of yellow in it done, a wreath, and I got a all-around blue with a lot of really cool greenery textures in it, with it's a really slate dusty blue, and then white accents and, yeah, whites and creams I think in it, but a lot of different kinds of greens in it. Really cool. I actually could use that in my bathroom, to be honest. So I thought tonight I would do one. I like to do things neutral like this because it can be used for a lot of different things, and I'm kind of creating it thinking late summer, so our colors start to go a little more neutral, or a sympathy piece or a gift like that where you don't know about the colors or their style, something really neutral, something that if you want to send in remembrance of someone that and you want it to last longer than fresh, that we hear quite often, that this is something that I like to have made up, because a lot of times when we're doing a larger funeral, we don't have time to stop and do silk because it takes so much longer than fresh does for us. So I thought I would start out. I'm limited with the picks. I mean, the store has, what I checked the other day, it was like 749, I think it was, different kinds, different types of silk stems that we have available. Here I might have 150, maybe not even that. And sometimes they're ones where if I'm able to order ones or twos here or there, just to see what the quality is like, especially if it's a new company, so that I know what we're doing. Getting a little tired too, I will tell you, so if my words get mumbled, but come in, say hi, please. It's so much easier than me rambling, as if we can have like a little bit of conversation. Oops, I just broke that. So I'm going to do it in this really neutral wood dough bowl. A lot of times I'll put duct tape on the bottom and glue to it, but I'm going to do this so this is something that will be easy to store, something that you can put in a tote and take it out and not worry about anything. Otherwise, if you do with the dough bowl, it's easy to pull in or out. I did buy, I'm not going to do it tonight because it would be really noisy. Oh my God. Really strong magnets that I can screw down in here, and then on the top do like a 3-inch wood piece to mount it on. And I'd like to do it so you can take it on and off, but that's not happening. Not tonight. That's going to be an experimental thing, and that's what I love doing at the house. This is where I bring pieces and I experiment, and if it's not very good, it doesn't matter. No one, you know, I can tear it apart. It's fine. It's my fun and creative space down here. I absolutely love this. This bowl is also something we're going to be doing. I got all the pieces in. I need to create it. It's going to be a class that we have, and it's going to be using these bowls, and it's got it's almost like a fairy garden-ish. I got 1-inch flocked pumpkins. I have sand, I have moss, I have fence, and I have this wood banner that comes across that says trick or treat. I have miniature witch brooms and witch hats so that we could make like a little bit of a walking path. The only thing is I want to check and see when I make it. I'm wondering about fairy lights like on both sides of the path, but I also want to keep it so it's affordable and not doesn't run really long doing it. Plus I'd have to think about where to hide that battery pack. But so we're going to start out with this dough bowl, and I've already cut my foam down to put in here. You guys work with hot glue. One thing over the years that I have learned is hot glue is not just glue. It's also plastic. That's why when you touch it and you get it on your hand and you want to pull it right away, you're pulling that adhesive plastic off. So when I do this, I've got a pan over here, and it's like this, and I want to put it on, and then to really secure it, you need to put pressure on it for a little bit. And by adding pressure to it, it really kind of, the plastic will start to, I'm forgetting about my class, what it was. Anyway, it makes it stick a lot better. That's what I should say. It's just going to stick a lot better. So I can easily go like this then with the glue, and I don't have to worry about it coming off because we've got that adhesion. So if you do anything with hot glue, even if it's a glue stick, make sure whatever you put it on that you give it that good push. Same thing like if you're doing a stem in a wreath, if you just pop it in and go, you want to get it in there and you want to kind of add a little bit of pressure so that it gets that adhesion on it. So I want to cover that up a little bit. So did everyone have a good 4th of July? Did you see fireworks? If you did, where'd you go? We heard the fireworks, we never really saw fireworks. It was kind of a working mode around here for us. We heard our neighbors, but we never got to see any. This coming up weekend now, not next weekend, but this upcoming weekend is Lorenz's town celebration. So on Friday night down at Sportsman's Park, they have a really nice fireworks thing. And by doing it a little later, and I assume it's when I was on the chamber, I haven't been on the chamber for probably 8-10 years, maybe more. But when we were on the board and we were doing it, the reason with it being later, and weren't like we need specifically this, this, and this, we're like, hey, whatever we can get for the price, we got a bigger bang for the buck. Bigger bang. So the display in like 20 minutes, it is just constant and it's amazing. It's down at Sportsman's Park. I know there's things going on. I'll share the page, the events going on. That's Friday night, like around 10ish, duskish. Usually says 10. I have a feeling that it usually starts like at 9:50, but you know, some people, it's funny. Some people have just established, I like this. I think I'm gonna wait though. I'm kind of enjoying, look at all this goodness in here. This is amazing, and it gives such a good bang. So a piece like this for me will make this be more affordable. And with everything going on, I definitely want to try to make sure that what I put in is not going to take this and make it a massive $300 arrangement or anything like that. I want to make this affordable because this is, like I said, if someone calls in for a memorial piece or something like that, and they want to spend $75, $80, and they wanted something that'll last, this would be a good pull. So that's what I'm kind of thinking in my head. And something that I would want on my table, late summer or neutral, I want to make it slightly masculine because that's the hard part. And a lot of times, if you ever look at these in the store, because I do have these for sale in the store, I think they're $14.95 or $15.95. If you look, out of that, you get 3 pieces. That helps make it be very, very affordable. With the tariffs and with the steel and stuff, if they would do each one individually, the prices go up. Do I have a piece like this? There's bundle pieces, if they send just a single stem of flowers or they send it with it slightly stuck together, huge difference in making it more affordable because of the tariffs or something. I don't understand. I'm not that person. I'm just out trying to find the best deal at wherever I can. So we're going to start with this. Anyway, so this is, like I said, I want it to be a piece that can go anytime. And yes, this has pine. I love pine. And to me, pine is not Christmas because pine trees are year-round. Funny fact, like in 2021, went out to Michigan to a business retreat, and we were at a gal's house, beautiful house on a lake, very secluded. And I'd never been in Michigan before, and I came out, and the pines were so amazing. And I said to Siri, I said, oh my gosh, feel this pine, this pine. She came out, she did it, and she looked at me and she said, did you just make me pet a tree? Yes, yes I did, because I can appreciate a good pine. I love a good pine. I think pine trees are an amazing, amazing tree. So anyway, so when I'm thinking about who this would go to, where it would go, I'm thinking, oops, don't like that. I want it to go in my dining room, coffee table, not so much a book or end table, but I'm thinking dining room. I was going to do a different piece, but even if I thought about if you were going to set this out for Thanksgiving or a birthday or an event, and you put pillars that you'd be able to line it up and snuggle it in. So I don't want the flowers so tight that you can't do that, but I want you to be able to put different levels of candles in it too, because I think candles are a great way of doing a table. So no, I don't think anyone's commented. Not that I've seen. Has anyone said if they've seen fireworks? Oh, I don't know how this works. This is what aggravates me. Did you guys comment or say hi or something just so see if I can see it? I don't know if I can, to be honest. Strange. Like I said, we didn't. I've been working on getting things ready for the store for this weekend, because it's busy. Bill's been working around the house and getting some of the jobs done that we need to get done. Where half the year's gone. Where has it gone? I'm not even sure. So for next weekend, if you're around the Lorenz area, we're doing the parade at 10. We have to line up at 9:30, so we don't even, we used to try to open before, but it doesn't make sense for us. But we're going to be in the parade. I've got the float banners done. We've got candy done. We have, way back when I was a little girl, our neighbors, he managed the Dickens, Iowa, like the town Dickens, their lumber yard, and their parade floats were amazing. So I always think, oh, if I could get like Bob and Nancy Lathrop would do for theirs, oh, that would be amazing. There was one time when they were the Beverly Hillbillies, yeah, they were the Clampetts, and they had in an old truck, I'm pretty sure, bales of hay, and up on top of it was Nancy in a rocker like Mrs. Clampett. Hey Julie, hi, thanks for saying something. Fireworks here in Humboldt were awesome. Oh, how long did they last, Bonnie? I love fireworks. Anyway, so Nancy and Bob just always, so I always think, oh, I should be should be doing it something like that. And no. They were such good neighbors. Bob had the best whistle. You could always tell where Bob was in the neighborhood because he'd always be whistling. But to me, that was the tradition of what floats were. Or on hay racks or something like that. Well, that's hard now to do. And to do it up in time, because Friday morning is our sidewalk sales. Oh, P.S. if you're on our email, check your email because you got an early dose to our sidewalk sales. Just saying. Oh, 20 minutes. That's about how long Lorenz is. Right in there. I would say 15, 20. But, oh. Does the city fund that, or is it like a fundraiser? Humble's a cool town. We still miss you here, though. But so then the parade, and then we're going to open. Got Geraldine working, and Kennedy's coming in. Not sure if her husband Garrett's going to be there. If he is, it's always nice to meet new people. And in the back of the store is a friend of mine who every single person will simply fall in love with. Her name is Susie Unken. She's from Plover area. And I think we're slightly related. I want to claim it because she is that awesome. Bill's dad's mother was an Unken. I think that's how that went. Anyway, so I claim that she's family. She's married into it, but to have a car show, yes, she does. Yes. Yeah, I kind of have been helping with it. The car show. Well, okay, the car show. Julie in a car show. My family is probably laughing right now if they don't realize I help with a car show, kinda. Just because the people that are in charge are some of my favorite guys in this town, and when they ask for help, I can't help it. When Clarence Sepker or Daryl Richardson comes in and says, "Can you help?" Who's going to tell those men no? They are some of the sweetest guys ever. So they came in. So I put together the swag bags for the car participants. It starts at 3 to 6, I believe. So there's swag bags for the first 50, and then there's the dashboard plaques, which I'm super excited about. I ordered those, and I got them up. So our 5th, 6th grade, Sabrina Booth, a teacher here in town who is simply amazing and sees so forward into the future, has a fabrication lab. So to teach kids other skills, creative skills, ways to think business, entrepreneurship, things like that. And they have a embroidery machine, a laser cutter, there's something else, can't remember. She applied for this grant, she got it, they redid it, the school has absorbed it, kids are excelling. So 2 6th graders named Emma and Kendall, don't know their last names, last year's 6th graders, designed the dashboard plaques, and the laser cutters cut them. So it was all done right here in Lorenz. I bought the forms, and they did it all. It is so, so cool. And then Sabrina didn't have time with everything and the way when everything got set up there and stuff to do the trophies. So I have a friend, Kristen, in Humboldt, who has a laser cutter and a sublimation, and she does amazing. Wait till you see these trophies. I showed them to Clarence, and I sent a picture, and then he walked in, he's like, yeah, these aren't ones that are going to go in the garage, because they are that cool. They are just really, really cool. So then people choose. I never get down there, because by 3 o'clock, I'm exhausted, and I need a break, and usually my break turns into like a 2-3 hour nap. But so the trophies, you vote, and the voting goes to, it's just, the winners, it's just People's Choice, and it's 4 things. It is motorcycle, tractor, car, and truck, I think it is. I think. They're the 4. Anyway, Kristen's making them. I'm buying it for them. Or this Heart and Home is buying it for them. The IRS is listening. The Heart and Home is buying it. They're sponsoring it that way. So yes, I am involved in a car show, and if my parents are still on here, they are probably on the floor laughing so hard because I barely know what I drive or what year it is. I know what color. Daryl Richardson, when he gets it for oil, he'll say which van, and I'm like, the delivery van or the good van. Don't ask me what. He laughs at me. That's all you need to know. Daryl's my guy that I will pull over on the interstate. I don't call my husband anymore. I don't call anyone else. I call Daryl. And I'm like, Daryl. And I'm crying. True story. On my way to Sioux Falls to a class. And I'm crying. And I'm like, my dashboard is flashing lights. And da-da-da. He's like, okay, calm down, calm down. And he's like, okay, I need you to turn off the engine. Turn it off. Turn off your vehicle. Okay. I need you to turn it on. What's it doing? It's the same thing. Okay. I need you to turn it off. I need you. I don't remember what he had me do. Say the alphabet or do something just randomly weird. He's like, okay, turn it back on. I'm like, what? He's like, turn it back on. He goes, what's it doing? I said, nothing. He goes, yeah, I fixed it. I'll send you the bill. I love that guy. He is so cool. So, anyway, there is a car show. That was the question. That's a long statement, but that's 3 to 6. It's in front of Citizen State Bank. I have got Susie Unken, and Susie does knitting and beautiful cards. Beautiful cards. And she is, she's in, thinking of slowly downsizing some of her hobbies. Her husband passed away a few years ago, Mark. And so she's thinking about doing that, but you have to come in and meet her. Susie is just one of the most amazing people on the face of this earth. So that I can be with her from 11 to 2 in the back, I'm doing a wine tasting. That way I'm close to her. Yep, I worked it out that way. So I've got 7 different wines. There are 3 new ones, I think. I have a dessert wine. It's a Ruby Reserve, Robert Duncan Ruby Reserve. There's a red dry, a white dry, 2 or 3 semi-sweets, 2 sweets, and the dessert, I think is how that runs out. So I've got cups. The wine's already fridged, chilling down. Kind of impressed with myself for that. And yeah, we start the sidewalk sales on Friday at 7 a.m., which means you have to be there by 5:30 in the morning. That's why if I make it to fireworks, we're going to count my blessings. Then parade and all of that on Saturday. And Sunday, don't talk to anyone and watch movies all day or something randomly weird. I have no idea. But it'll be a good time. I don't even remember who. I looked to see the band that they're having Saturday night, and they've moved it down. It used to be right in front of the store, and they moved it down to, looks like to the corner of 3rd and Main. That's news to me. I didn't know they were doing that, which, hey, that's cool. I don't care. Yeah. So far, I'm just still graining it. Still just getting a base. One thing I want to make sure that I don't do is if this is going on would go on someone's dining room table. Here's a hint. If you put your elbow on the table, up to your wrist, anything at your wrist, above your wrist, you can't talk over. It's in your way. So I have to make sure, like, this is about as tall as it can get, is right here. Otherwise, people would not be able to converse over it, and you'd have to move the arrangement. So, yeah, it was a lot of, this weekend was just a lot of prepping for next weekend. And then the weekend after that, because Lorenz has this most amazing swimming pool, if you haven't heard about it, we have 800 people coming to Lorenz on that Saturday, the 19th. It is going to be swim team conference, and we haven't been able to host a conference because of the condition of this pool and everything like that for, I don't even remember, sounds like a really, really, really long time. So that's pretty cool. And you know little Kennedy that's worked for us since she was 14? She has that as a, I don't think she'd ever give it up. She's the swim team coach. She has a job that gives her the flexibility to do it, and yeah, she still loves it. Loves it. I'll start adding some creams into this. Other than that, ran up to my folks a little bit on Saturday night. Bill had smoked some pork chops, and about 2 weekends ago, and it was so good. And I said, oh, we got to take this for my folks. So we invited my brother and Vicky and my Aunt Mary and Mom and Dad there, and had smoked pork chops. He's really getting good at that. He's getting really good at it. I mean, why cook? Yay me. Other than that, it's just going to be busy. Busy. And I have one more wedding yet this year, and it's silk, so I have to work on that, but it's going to be a full setup, and that's August, and that's when William and Wesley have their block party, so I'm not going to be able to be here for that because the wedding is near Joyce, Iowa. So, and the mom said I did something with their wedding. I don't know if I did all their wedding flowers or part of their wedding flowers or something like that. So this would be second generation flowers. That's getting a little bizarre. Cool, but bizarre. All right, what else do I have on the table here? I'm trying to figure out if I want a bow or not. Okay, we added some of that. Let's add some of these tail feathers. They're not tail feathers. They're faux pampas grass. So much better than the real stuff. I'm going to go a little off-centered. Like that. I wonder if they're pushers. They're too tall to put into this, unless I really slant it. That isn't bad. I think I'll do that. Yeah. So did anyone do any crafting or any hobbies this weekend? I earlier, for a lot of today, I played with a Cricut, with my Cricut. My grandchildren love to make designs and have me make it up. And I'm going to send it off to them, their t-shirts. Samuel did one that said, I don't know what it means, Season 2, Explorer X. He loves, his goal in life is to be a director and actor. So he lives very much in that world. Abigail, I'm not even sure what she wants to be, but her little shirt was just, it said, I love you, and it had a heart on it. So I did that. Played with it, just for fun. Nothing I want to do for a living, trust me. But it's just something fun to do. And then I made new open signs because I feel like it was getting hard since I put curtains up, shears up, to see the open signs. So I played with that. I also organized it. I took about 4 hours and I organized my craft rooms. I would show you this, but I've already messed it up a little bit. But man, I love having a craft room and I love organizing a craft room. I don't know how those two things fit together, but they do. They do. Also read, I don't know if it's true or not, there's 25 more. Oh wait, a little bit of card making and cleaning. I like to bake and make a lemon meringue pie. Oh, Cindy, Cindy, Cindy. Lemon meringue. That sounds amazing. How do you not just want to eat it all? Just sit there and just be like, okay, I did the work, I'm doing it. I think that would be my kryptonite. My grandma was a pie maker. And this is just a childhood memory, so I'm not sure if it's true, if it's just something I'm thinking of. But I think when my Aunt Mary lived out in California, or maybe it was some friends of hers, would send Grandma fresh lemons in the mail so she could make lemon meringue. Or maybe lemon, is it lemon cream too? I don't even know. I don't even know. I've tried making pies. It was okay. We have one magnolia here. I think I want to use it on one side, and then I'm going to build on the other side so it's not completely balanced. It's off. I love these. I have more at the store. I don't know why there's one random one here. I think this might have been the sample that I was sent. But it's kind of, it's a beigey brown with, it's just pretty. I love magnolias. Wish they lasted longer around here when they bloomed. Oh, did she? Oh. Yes, Jan, this will be for sale. I'll probably do it tomorrow at the store. And then it'll go up on the website. On one of the categories on the website, it's there is a custom design area for things like that we just make. I gotta make it more predominant, but I need to fire my website person, which is me. She needs to do a better job. She needs to do a better job. I heard it. I was listening to a podcast. I listen to a lot of podcasts. And, oh, there's Kennedy Heater is watching right now. That is the Kennedy that I was talking about with the swim team that is doing that with all those kids and still putting her time in here to... She's pretty amazing. I kind of like the kid. She's kind of cool. Anyway, in the podcast, and it was talking about, I don't even remember, it was two people just reminiscing or something, and they said, what do you remember the most about your grandparents? It made me think. I had, I'll start with my dad's side, the Sangle side, and that's S-A-N-G-L, no E's in our name side. Like my grandpa Sangle was a very giant man and very quiet, hard working guy. I mean, he just, gorgeous. When he smiled though, the whole room smiled. And you knew he loved you and everything like that. He just He was a very gentle, quiet giant. My grandma Sangle, on the other hand, I was thinking about this, and I really think I would have to attribute my love for music a lot on her, because she had a little plug-in organ, nothing big. But whenever I would play, she would come out, even if I was probably like 4 and just not, just making stuff up. And she would just always encourage me. And I don't think she knew how to play, but she loved it, and she just encouraged it. She had they had a record player, like for 45s, in the living room. And a lot of it was my uncles and my dad when they were growing up. So it was a lot of Elvis, things like that. And if I started playing it and stuff, and she would come in and she would be snapping her, she loved to snap her fingers. She'd snap her fingers and she would just start dancing around, and she would grab me and we would just twirl around the room and stuff like that. And she just always made you laugh and giggle. And she always made me feel like I was the only one ever in her focus. I think all the grandparents were kind of that way. And then, also she was a big Lawrence Welk person, huge. And she would watch it with me or have me watch it with her. And I don't remember things she said, but she really, really appreciated everything that they put into it, and she would explain things. My Grandpa McClurg, my mom's dad, had this shit-eating grin, and just a friend to everyone, talked to everyone. If you were with him when he went somewhere, you weren't leaving fast. And one of my best memories, though, with him is this crazy memory. So Aunt Mary moved out to California, and she sent back one Christmas to all of us. She'd shipped them, and sleeping bags for all of us. So it was my brother and I and my 4 cousins, sleeping bags. And that Christmas, he got into the sleeping bag with my little brother. We hiked him up, we stood up in it, and we were all just bouncing around and just laughing and falling, and he would just jump in and do whatever it took with everyone. And that just was such a cool memory. And then Grandma McClurg was my person. She's the one that really encouraged, she's the one that instructed me in crafts, trying all crafts. It didn't matter. I mean, I was probably 4 or 5 and I was already doing embroidery, sewing. I now understand at my age why she had me, whenever she was sewing, put the thread in the needle. No, she didn't see. She couldn't see. I can't see. And she was the one that really encouraged even the business, to be honest. She just knew. She just knew. And she didn't, none of them had really an easy life. I mean, at all. It was, my Grandma McClurg, first of all, her grandparents did, on her dad's side, did not want to marry her mother because she was Irish and they were German, and Irish were the lowest of lows. And they got married anyway, thank goodness. And in fact, one time I was showing her a video. I had gone to Riverdance and showed her a VCR tape, and there's one song where this woman is singing just this, I haven't listened to it forever, this one song, and looked over, and Grandma just had tears, and she said, "That sounds like my mom."
And she said her mom, when she made dinner in the evenings, would sing. And she would sing, "Take Me Home, Kathleen." I thought that was cool. But, so her dad got sick, and they went out to Wyoming, and he passed away there. And they came back, and then the mom ended up marrying Grandma's dad's brother, her uncle. So not only did the one mother who didn't want this daughter in the family, she got her twice. And then her mom died when she was still a kid. Was that right? Yeah. And so her uncle slash stepdad? No, not stepdad. Would it be stepdad? Anyway, married a woman who was really evil. So, yeah, it's just crazy and bizarre. Grandpa McClurg, when his he had a twin that was killed by a car or motorcycle or something walking to school, kind of ruined the family, split up the family because of trauma, as most children's deaths can happen. And I think he was 14 or 16. He headed up to Spirit Lake and he started working for farmers. Made his own way. Grandma Sangle was beyond dirt poor. Beyond dirt poor. I mean, oh, that family was crazy. So, yeah, it's interesting. So, back to the question. Do you guys, like, is there a certain memory that you have of your grandparents? Obviously, I have a lot. My dad worked at Red Owl in the weekends for extra money in Spirit Lake growing up. So that's where my grandparents were at. So we were there quite often. Well, I say that my Grandma McClurg encouraged use that one. Encouraged crafts. I also sometimes now think, or was it to get me out of her hair for just 5 minutes? I could see that happening too. Nice and neutral, not fall, not winter, not just a nice, soft, gentle that could take you anytime. Add some of these in that pick, and I have 2 picks. This greenery came from that one pick. That's all it is. So we're doing really good on budget, which I love. Oh, I think it was Elaine had asked earlier, what were the trends for fall? That's a really tricky question because a lot of wholesalers canceled their orders. In fact, I've got quite a few wholesalers closing the doors. So a lot of them canceled, not knowing where that terrible T word, whatever, what was going to happen or what was going on. So a lot of them canceled because otherwise, like if they put in $1 million order, it was now up to $3 million, and then what if their buyers backed out? They were stuck with the money and things. I don't know if I like that with that. I think that's a little too bright. Okay. And so a lot of it is they're definitely showing traditional. They're showing blues. So the chinoiserie style ribbon, things like that. Tying that in. There's some innovation coming in with some of the trends. So I'm kind of ignoring everything. In fact, there's a lot of them at market. Just a few weeks ago, they say that there was nothing new. So my way to combat that is spend a lot more time investing into looking, but I'm looking for new companies. I'm looking for new product that we haven't had before. So if we have offered new things, it's new to us. If we do it in a different way, it's new to us. So I'm looking, I probably spend 15 hours a week, I'm guessing, looking into new companies, talking to other retailers, sharing ideas, I'm in a mastermind with 160 other women that are very willing to share, well, not women, business people, share their ideas and where they've got good product, where it's coming from, what is coming in good, what is, things like that. So that's nice that I don't feel on my own. But the blue will be coming in for Halloween, for things, fall, autumn, Halloween. They're actually calling it, well, there's a summerween happening right now that people are starting to already buy. People are, I will tell you that right now. I have some autumn on my website that I thought was hidden. Apparently it's not, because last week I had to ship it out, which makes me a little nervous because I want to make sure I have enough to do things with and to get out for you guys. So I tried to shut that down. Like I said, I need to fire my website design person. So in Iowa, my favorite, I look at nature as a way of being inspired or to find inspiration for different designs, different things like that. And the late summer sunsets, the pink skies, where it goes that red to coral to orange to peach to pink to yellow, like a gold yellow. Those colors are what I want to capture and I want to create for autumn and Halloween, along with the traditional. But that sunset, even last night, sunset was pretty good, but it's not that deep color. I love that even for fresh, to mix that in with fresh. Sunsets really inspire me for my color combinations for different things, and that's one of them. Nature inspires me a lot for color combinations. It's just, so here's this side without the magnolia. Yeah, it's just, but the can't think of the name of the country singer that sings Pink Skies. I love part of that because it reminds me of that sunset color. Yeah, I think that's what Halloween is going to be. We're going to see traditional. We're going to see blues. We're also going to see, let me grab, if I can get to it. Should I clean? I ordered these samples in. So I got to order more before it's sold out from my wholesaler, but I really like this. The velvet. Look at that green. It doesn't even look as good on camera. It is the most beautiful green velvets. But see the neutrals in that? This is kind of that sunset color to me. But this is a pretty cool, I love the texture of those leaves. I mean, even if I did the pumpkins and one thing, the leaves, there isn't one thing on this that you would throw away. I love this. To me, gives you a lot of bang for the money. But that green, and then you turn that into a shade of blue that would be right, like tone on tone with it, would be absolutely beautiful.
But things that enhance what you have already for Halloween and autumn, that you can complement with it, but not have to switch completely over. I already have everything bought for 3 full trees. My one company that I bought everything for the last 28 years, it was probably 75% of my Christmas, announced its closing because of the big T word. So they canceled my contracts. So I have been also in panic mode trying to reorder all the ornaments and all of the florals, and that's not been fun. But it's okay. Makes life interesting. When we, thankfully my husband doesn't mind driving, so when we drive I have an iPad and I can join it up to my phone, and I'll sit and we can visit and I can start looking at different things there, that way. All right, okay, right here. I do like sitting to design this a little bit because I want to see what, this was on the dining room table, what would my guests see? Like right here, I wouldn't like that if I was a guest. I want to see what the guests see. Not from up above, but from the sides. And I like how even on this, where there's a pod even further in, so that it's not just a surface interest, it's got levels into it. I like that. Well, this side needs there. Ouch. I think I'm going to stop and pause and then look at this tomorrow morning, because sometimes fresh eyes, or take pictures for the website, and then I can see it slightly different if there's anything that needs. I did bring, I'll show you these ribbons. I was going to put a ribbon in it, but now I'm thinking no. Isn't that cool? And then the other one to go with it. I have been buying so many ribbons. The dandelions, I love that. And it would look cool here. I think I'll make the decision in the morning. Or I'll make it and then I'll make it in the morning, I think, so I don't make it too big because I'm getting tired. And not glue it in so that people have the option to pull it out. That might be the thing to do. So anyway, this will be on the website, I would say, by 11 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me. This was nice. This was fun. I need to do this more often. Yeah, it gives me accountability. I need to get this stuff done. In August, my goal is to make 2 arrangements every single day. I won't come live because you guys would be bored to death. But anyway, so if you're watching this as a replay or anything, just say hi. Let me know that you've seen this. If there's anything you'd love to see me do on a video or something like that, let me know, because a lot of times I'm like, oh, no one wants to see that or do that. Or I feel like everyone knows that. But sometimes, like Cindy making cards, no. And I've watched her do it. I love watching her do it. But no, I'm not doing it. I've got enough hobbies. I will not do it. But I love watching her do it. So if there's something that you would like, just out of curiosity or anything like that, just let me know. Have a safe week. I hope you come to Lorenz this next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I will
When we get off, give me 10 minutes to turn everything off, and then I will share that on this page, the Facebook page, and then you can share it with people so that everyone knows what's going on. Take care. Bless. Bye.